So when Dr. Harold told us that we had to do this speech, I had no idea what I was supposed to write about. And I don't know many people in this class. I know, I think 2 people. I don't know a lot of your guys' names. I don't care to learn you guys.
Wow.
Yeah. But I realized through all the stuff I've done this year, I've made different project speeches and talks this year about different people in my life. I made my Who Am I about my friends. I did my senior speech at my swim banquet was about me and what I felt during those 4 years. And I gave my TED talk about my parents and how we are poor. And then, so I was going through everything and I realized I left someone out. And this person is the most important person in my life. And that's my sister. So I'm not doing this speech for any of you guys. I'm probably not going to look at any of you. I'm going to look at the camera because this speech is for my sister, Sophie. Me and Sophie met back in the early 2000s, late 2000s. She was born in December. And ever since then, we have been causing mischief. I would say that me and Sophie are about 10 times better than Doug and Nick. We're the better Altavilla pairing. But mainly because we're funnier than them, and we let them know that every year we go to Dave & Buster's. I don't think my parents realized how tight of a bond me and Sophie would get one day. Me and Sophie, it's scary how easily we go and we take the blame for each other. I'm sure you all heard about the prom incident. Sophie was crying. I think it was the first time someone was ever in trouble and I was not crying. So I could have easily gotten in trouble just by association with her, and Sophie could have gotten in trouble too. But for some reason, with about a month of school left, I put myself on the line and dug her out of a hole. And it worked out pretty good. She's not expelled, so that's a very big plus to it. Sophie's also dug me out of things very often. Probably the funniest is we were at the concert Halsey. We decided to stay out there from 10 in the morning until the concert started at 7. And it was one of the hottest days of the year. And I don't normally drink a lot of water, but I was that day. And I was walking around the city trying to find a McDonald's to get water, pop, something to eat. And I was walking past PNC Park and a ball, there was a game going, someone hit a ball over and it was supposed to, it was close to the river, and almost hit me on the head. And so I came back and I gave it to Sophie and she was just, why do you have this? And I said, I don't know, we might need it later. And we ended up not needing it, but they almost took it away from me until Sophie stepped in and yelled at them and told them that it was for protection and that my parents gave it to me. So they let us go. Being a big sister mainly means giving Sophie your cream-filled donut when she accidentally picks a jelly-filled one and not complaining about it. Every morning, Saturdays at swim, they would bring donuts when we were younger, and Sophie would never be smart enough to look at what donut she's taking. And so I always have to give up mine, and that just really made me mad, and I want her to know that. I wouldn't trade Sophie for anything, though, mainly because she's really fun to mess with. When we were younger, I convinced her that she was adopted from China for a good month. She was probably 4 years old, and me and Sophie have those weird birthdays that hit where for a little bit of the year, I'm only a year older than her, so she was 4 and I was 5. And my uncle worked at an airport, so he got me this map of the world, and I didn't know where anything was, but I pointed to a country, and I said, this is China, and this is where you're from. And I came up with this big elaborate plan as to why she was from there, and she cried a lot and told my mom, and I got in trouble. But she's still really fun to mess with. There's a bunch of other situations that me and Sophie found ourselves in, from streaking at my brother's Little League game when we were 5 and 6, to Sophie having to drag me out of the Halsey concert because I fainted for no reason. I wasn't so happy that I saw her. I was just really dehydrated. And every situation me and Sophie have gotten ourselves into, we have been able to find a way out of it. But soon I'm not gonna be there every day, and I just really hope Sophie knows that at some point she has to do this on her own. And I love her so much, and I would gladly come back and pull her out of any situation I can, but I can't do it. I'm not going to be close enough to do it any longer. Soon, Sophie, will be your turn to graduate, and I won't be here, like I said, to dig you out all of the time. So please, if you do anything in the next 2 years, stand up straight, lift up your head, open your eyes, put your shoulders back, and for the love of God, please act like you have some sense. I love you, young blood. Don't ever forget that. Thank you.